The jewel in the crown, the icing on the cake, the cherry on the icing on the cake, the number 9, which they've been chasing for so long, bang, Victor Gyökeres looks like it's going to happen. And yes, he hasn't played in the Premier League, but his goal scoring record is phenomenal in Portugal. And he did score in the Champions League as well against some big teams. So it looks like an absolutely fantastic window. Yes, they will probably look to sell some players as well. And the Eberechi Eze deal is still there floating in the background because he's open to the move and they still want to sign him.
Right, let's very quickly wrap up Arsenal then. So Gyökeres, how close to arms do we think?
Yeah, so the Gyökeres deal is really accelerating now. There's an agreement now on an initial fee between Arsenal and Sporting, which we believe to be £55 million. I think talks are still ongoing about the structure and the add-ons and the amount of add-ons, which we believe to be around £9 to £10 million. So the total fee is going to be around £64 to £65 million. This sounds a lot less than what Sporting were asking for at the start of the window. But there is a reason for this, is because this deal has moved on and there's been a breakthrough simply because Gyökeres' camp and his representatives have waived the fee that they were due. So it hasn't really impacted Arsenal in any way, but it has impacted Sporting because Sporting is still receiving the total that they would have wanted simply because the money that would have been due to Gyökeres' representatives has been waived. So hence why it looks very, very likely now that this deal is going to move really, really quickly. And look, Arsenal fly out for their pre-season tour on Saturday. Be a push if they can get it all done before then. But I'm sure that they will want Gyökeres to be featuring in some shape or form during that pre-season tour, be it flying out on Saturday or joining them while they're already out there. So Gyökeres to Arsenal feels like now it is a case of when and not if.
You mentioned Eze. We've spoken about Mosquera as well. We know the fee now, 13 million for Mosquera. You've described that as almost a bit of a project, Arms. That's what we talked about last week.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reason they've got that price is because he's only got a year left on his contract. Valencia can't be in a position where in 5 months' time he could join Arsenal for no money at all. And I think Arsenal probably went into that in negotiations and just said, look, we do want to bring him in, but it's not like we have to bring him in because we are so light in that position. They're not. They just want to strengthen in that position. And that's a kind of a position of strength Arsenal find themselves in. So they could just say, actually, don't worry, Valencia. You don't want to agree to this deal. We don't want to pay how much you want. You want £25 million. We're not going to go near to that. We'll just wait until January because then we can just speak to him anyway. And we'll just say, join us in the summer. Just see out the rest of the season in Valencia, but you'll come to Arsenal next summer. Valencia are like, no, let's do a deal.
Yeah, so the Gunners at Madueke looks like that one's close to being announced as well. Sam, your thoughts on Madueke? I mean, there were some sections of the fan base, protesting the move, but a very small percentage of fans, it has to be said. Why do you think that there might be some unhappy with this deal?
Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised to see, and we do have to stress it was a minority of fans, but it got close to a protest, basically suggesting that Madueke should not sign for Arsenal. It perplexes me. I'm much higher on this deal than a lot of people, I think.
21 years of age, but 2 really good seasons at Valencia as a starting centre-back in La Liga, and Arsenal want to complete this deal, wrap it up in time, to be part of this pre-season tour. They fly out to Asia on Saturday. The deal, I think Arsenal will be really pleased they've been able to agree this deal. £13 million plus add-ons. I think those add-ons will be significant, but with just 1 year left in his contract, Valencia were holding out for around £25 million. They're not getting anywhere near that. Right. Arsenal will be able to use the leverage on the fact that he wasn't going to sign a new contract at Valencia. He would have left as a free agent next summer. So they've got a really good deal there. At the same time, I mentioned really busy at Arsenal. Noni Madueke had a medical yesterday. They're looking to wrap up that transfer. And of course, they're attempting to close in on having a full agreement in place to sign Victor Gyökeres from Sporting. So they've been really busy already in this transfer window. It looks like things get even more busy when it comes to confirmations this week.
In terms of Mosquera, where does he fit in at Arsenal, do you think?
It's going to be difficult. They've got a number of really, really good defenders, haven't they? I think initially he'll be a deputy for William Saliba.